Reading college textbooks with artificial intelligence. Hello, in this video, I will show you how to use the artificial intelligence capabilities of the Microsoft Edge browser to help you read college textbooks. First, you need to install the Microsoft Edge browser. Then, you need to open a PDF file of your college textbook in the Microsoft Edge browser. In the upper right corner is an icon with a B inside of a circle. Click this icon and a sidebar with the Microsoft Edge Artificial Intelligence will open up. So what you're seeing here on the screen on the right side is the Microsoft Edge Artificial Intelligence chat box. On the left side is the PDF file of the college textbook. In the chat box on the right, the teal boxes are my prompts. Prompts are my request to the artificial intelligence to perform an action. The white boxes are the Microsoft Artificial Intelligence answers or responses to my prompts. To focus the artificial intelligence on my page, I need to reference the PDF file on the left side. For the purposes of the artificial intelligence conversation, the Microsoft AI refers to that PDF file as my page or your page. You can also call it the web page. So when I say summarize this page or summarize my page, it will focus its attention on this PDF file and not on external sources. So for example, the first prompt that I gave the AI is summarize this page in 3 sentences. So you always have to say this page or my page. So summarize this page in 3 sentences. Then the response in the white box is this. The summary in 3 sentences is 1, 2, 3. Here's a summary. And reading it, it actually is a good summary of the web of this PDF file. What I did here is this PDF file is 5 pages out of the 500-page book. So I have found that it's better to extract a few pages at a time so that the AI is not overwhelmed. And I got good results. So what we're looking at here is this is 5 pages from chapter 11 of a business management book. This chapter is about decision making and the science of decision making. And this particular section, section 11.2, is about decision making traps or faulty decision making, where people make bad decisions. And it discussed different types of biases, cognitive biases. For example, overconfidence, hindsight, anchoring, framing, and escalation of commitment. So that's to give you some context. So then I wanted an outline of these 5 pages, which included section 12.2. So I said, using complete sentences, generate a detailed outline of this web page. So again, I'm referencing this page. So then it gave me an outline. So it's breaking down and it's saying this web page is about decision making, and it breaks it down into different sections, and it summarizes each particular section. And I was very satisfied with this result. By the way, when you first open up the chat box, it's going to give you 3 options in terms of conversation style. It's gonna you can choose creative, balanced, or precise. For college textbooks, use precise. Precise is the conversation style that I selected. Now, my next prompt was explain overconfidence bias. So I wanted to go down by subsection by subsection. So going back to the summary here, it did give me a summary, but I wanted more information about the subpart. So I said, all right, let me go subsection by subsection. So overconfidence bias. This is a cognitive decision-making trap. So I wrote here, explain overconfidence bias. And it did give it to me, but it gave it to me in one large paragraph, and it was kind of hard for me to read. I like it when it gives me answers with bullet points. It's easier for me to read these. So this is what I did. Okay, I said, all right. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is trying to figure out the best way to get artificial intelligences to give us the results that we want. It's a iterative process, meaning that you have to go in rounds. So you put in a prompt or a request, and then based on the action, you modify your prompts. So here I put here, explain overconfidence bias. I didn't like the format, so I added a formatting request in my prompt. So here I put, using this page, summarize overconfidence bias and use bullets, using bullet points. And it gave me a summary of the overconfidence bias with bullet points. And I read through it, and I like this answer. And another thing too here is with the Microsoft Edge artificial intelligence. So notice this, the light blue 1 and 2, and it actually tells you where it's getting this information. So page 2, line 6, page 5, line 30. So that's a good thing. It actually gives you citations. That's one of the advantages of using the Microsoft artificial intelligence. It'll give you citations. Okay, so next, I'm like, okay, good. I think I came across a good prompt. I reference the page, which is the PDF file from the college textbook. I ask it to use bullet points, and I ask it to summarize. 3 things: reference the page, ask it to use bullet points, and then summarize. And then I give it the topic. So next, I want it to summarize hindsight bias. So I wrote this: using this page, summarize hindsight bias using bullets. And again, it gave me a summary. And I read through it, and then it was okay. Now this is a very important thing about artificial intelligence. The goodness of the results depends upon how you ask questions, knowing the limitations of artificial intelligence, making it focus on its sources. So here I am making it look at only this page and only 5 pages of the textbook. So it's like garbage in, garbage out. If you have bad quality input, you're going to get bad quality outputs. So here I'm trying to focus it on the input that I want, and I'm getting answers that I like. It's actually helping me understand this college textbook discussion. Another thing you need to do is know that artificial intelligence hallucinate. This term hallucination is that it will present information as if it's truthful, but it's not. They have a tendency to lie, hallucinate, and present wrong information in a correct way. So you have to consider these kind of things. And so I think that this application is a good application of the artificial intelligence because I am forcing it to look at only this one particular source. And it looks like it's referencing only this particular source, and I am verifying the results with the chapter. Know this is like, you've probably heard of the concept of active learning. By doing this, by reading the summaries and by verifying it with the actual text and comparing, this is a process, this is a very enriching, active way of learning the chapter. So next prompt is this: using this page. Now I mixed it up here. So 4 parts now to the prompt. I reference the page, I ask it to use bullet points, then I ask it to summarize, and then I give it the topic to focus on. So here we go. Using this page and using bullets, summarize anchoring. And anchoring is one of the topics that I want to focus on. And here it goes. It gives me a summary. It uses bullet points. I read the answer. I verified it. I compared it with the text, and it matches. So what's the point here? Because sometimes it actually finds things that I miss. But the summary then helps me go back and read to understand the full text. And I think it's very important when you do these things to read it side by side. So even if I do come up with a summary, I need to compare the summary to the full text to get the full effect. So I think it's good to go back and forth. So next prompt, I'm using the same approach here. 4 parts. Reference the page, ask it to use bullet points, summarize, and then I give it the topic. So using this page, using bullets, summarize, framing bias. So this is a summary of framing bias. Then I wrote it, then I asked it to do, again, using this page, using bullets, summarize escalation of commitment. And it gave me that. But escalation of commitment is also synonymous with sunk cost, so I ask it to summarize sunk cost using bullet points and only using this page. So it gave me a summary of sunk cost. So this is with me verifying. So I wanted to see how it explained things using the synonym of sunk cost. So sunk cost is the same thing as escalation of commitment. And again, verifying it side by side, looking at things side by side. This is an enriching process. So then on page 355 is a discussion of Motorola and their failed investment in a project called Iridium. So I said, all right, I just wrote here, using this page and using bullet summarize Motorola, but I misspelled Motorola. It identified Motorola, but it just gave me a general discussion of Motorola. And look, it's telling me that it's drawing from Motorola.com, Tech Radar outside sources. So this is an example of, even though I told it to do something, it just went off on its own. I said, all right, well, okay, then using this page, using bullets, summarize Iridium, which is Motorola's project. And again, it drew from Wikipedia Britannica and starts talking about Iridium. Just went crazy here, right? So I said, all right, let me write a better prompt. And what I'm demonstrating is the iterative process. All right, so here's the prompt that I wrote here, and I got a good result. Using this page and using bullets, summarize the discussion of Motorola Iridium on this page. So I actually put in 2 references to this page, the PDF file. I started with using this page, and I said summarize the discussion of Motorola Iridium on this page. And it did it. If you look here, all the citations come from only this page. All right, and I read through this and I was satisfied with this result. Okay, so one of the advantage of summarizing is that the brain prefers information that is compressed into high-value bytes that are easily digest. So that's why I keep asking it to summarize. So there's a compression thing. I asked for it to outline, I'm talking about the Microsoft Edge Artificial Intelligence, the AI. I asked the AI to summarize the whole page, but I also asked it to give me an outline, a detailed outline, because I wanted the structure of this page too. Structure is important because that's another thing that the brain likes. The brain likes summary and the brain likes structure, and that's what I use artificial intelligence to do. Now with the artificial intelligence, I made sure that I referenced this PDF file because I wanted to only use this source, no outside sources. I asked it to format with bullet points because it's easy for me to read. And then I focused it on specific topics in the page. And this helped me understand this college textbook. And so this is a good application of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has a lot of potential benefits, but right now it has limitations. If you know the limitations, you can use it to your advantage.